1974 Bangladesh floods. On July 7, 1974, all three of the major rivers in Bangladesh, the Brahmaputra, the Ganges, and the Meghna, crossed danger levels. This continued during the monsoon months. These rivers are also some of the most powerful in the world. Bangladesh was hit by heavy rainfall as well as prolonged and widespread flooding, primarily along the Brahmaputra River. This was not unusual for Bangladesh as, because they are a riverine country, about a great portion of it is flooded every year. Bangladesh is located in southern Asia and borders the Bay of Bengal, which is unable to drain the water because of the high outflow water levels. Though the Bangladesh flood in 1974 had catastrophic results, this nation is not unfamiliar with flooding at all. On the contrary, Bangladesh has annual flooding. It is so much so that, to an extent, the land relies on the flooding. The water brings down valuable silt, organic materials, and moisture from the Himalayas that are necessary for production of the country's crops. The annual flooding plays a role in maintaining the high fertility and supports an expanding sedentary population in the region. However, the more extreme floods can ruin the crops and cause famine like it did in 1974. The country is surrounded by hills on three sides and contains three major rivers. The rainfall runoff from the hilly area along with the snowmelt from the Himalayas brings a huge inflow of water to Bangladesh during monsoon seasons, and the rivers have a tendency to flood as well. This, along with the fact that the land of Bangladesh is only about 5 to 6 feet above sea level, contributes to the frequent flooding of the country. Due to the frequent flooding, Bangladesh has put a few preventative and protective features in place to protect the land and the citizens of the nation. These include the flood evacuation plan, embankments to decrease the impact of floods, and the flood shelters that were put in place for protection. In certain cases, especially famines, other countries are willing to offer relief to the smaller country. However, these floods are inevitable. Between 1974 and 2014, Bangladesh experienced flooding with higher magnitude in 1974, 1987, 1988, 1998, 2004, and 2007. Two of these are considered the most disastrous in the recorded history of the country. There is concern about the most possible way to mitigate the flood problem, but no perfect solution has been met. The people of Bangladesh have just learned to expect the flooding. In addition, with future climate change, the flooding should become more extreme due to cyclonic storm surges and rising sea levels. Along with the casualties caused by the flood, the famine that came after was what was the most devastating. The severe monsoon flooding destroyed a significant majority of the annual rice crops and broke down the road and rail communications, making trade difficult. 20 countries offered aid, but there were still tens of thousands of registered deaths. In addition, this was the first major flood since Bangladesh gained independence and caused the violent overthrow of the government headed by the country's founder, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman.